MMT, we are going to give what we call a 9:35 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4/23 of 2012. We're going to give the bulls their update and what the bulls are attempting to do in the bull cycle, meaning that the S&P 500 index has that reversal. We are below the 10-week moving average. The key aspects of the S&P will be down here at that 1340 level, which is the 20-week moving average. Now let me explain it. Whether that was a minute period, daily, or longer term, weekly, monthly, it doesn't matter. The 20 is always going to be the biggest area of support. Now, this bull run for the calendar year, starting right here, had made its peak, as we had said. And you can see S&P coming down and holding this one area. And you can see that all negative, and that's what bulls have to do. You have to work the overbought process off, Mr. Bull. So that Mr. Bulls that want to be bulls all the time, you're going to be looking for that pullback, and why those bulls that sat on the sideline for the whole calendar year and did not get in will take the advantage at every overbought market correction. And as they go through it, the underlying support remains here. Now, granted that, a lot of people were never involved in this trade in the S&P on the index options. I know they weren't, because they couldn't believe that they would go up from the contagion of 2011 in here. That's all fine and well. What I am showing again on the weekly area is that when we come down here and test that, I will be the Mr. Bull buyer, because the bulls that remain on the sideline, even though that the bearish people are getting more bearish, as both the bull and the bear have a relationship with each other, let me tell you. And a MMT, an SMF market maker trader, a market maker, he could care less. All he does is monitor the relationship between the two and then take the side that the money pays. A cash, cash, cash. So the thing about it is, as we have always said, this particular rally, European markets have got everything they got to say in the contagion, Netherlands, everything around the world, ECB, IMF. Hey, that's what took it higher. But let me tell you, Mr. Bull, it got too overbought. So the bull dips are coming into play. And Mr. Bull will be bulling up off of the bottoms, just as they have bulled up in lots of stocks, which we'll talk about, that lower end. And what is so special about calendar 2012? The people that didn't ever get in here will always buy this dip area. So the 20-week on the S&P is a primary focus. And not only that, when we were extremely overbought, and I'll be happy to show my MMTs. As I told you, when you were up here at 95%, that was awfully sick. And right here, you got to 97, 95. You started diminishing, though, to 91. That was the peak. Even though that you can make higher highs in those public indicators, it gives a dang. That was a triple top week in every bull correction. Mr. Bull, ring-a-ding-ding. For the bulls that didn't get in, you're going to be looking at what it would be like down here at that lower support level. Right now, what happens in market tops, and as the MMTs are taught, that there are special relationships that are quite different. When I was shorting this last year, it's a 1-year anniversary when I shorted the highs over here in 2011, went straight down. Now, look, the news and the way the media works in our world, it takes a reason to sell. So you got to have a reason to sell. Bull rallies have to sell, because there's got to be some profit taking. Price volatility is increasing 100%. This is that mid-morning update. But I can tell you, as we move through the rest of the calendar season, earnings that we're in with Big Apple on deck tomorrow, and a whole bunch of S&P 500 companies coming out this week in the 5-day cycle. Oh, let us not forget, it's 4/23 of 2012. And let's not forget one thing. Making a market is not a public investor or a public trader. Okay, if you're looking for that, you can find plenty of things out there that address those kinds of things. However, here, we're going to make the markets, and we're on that weekly support level right here, MMT. Last time we bounced, we reversed. We're at a weekly test, today being day one of Monday of this weekly opening bar. So this is a crucial level. We would like to see it break the support so that we could steal it down here at the 20-week. Now, the bear camp has come stronger where some of the bull camp are questioning it. But the world that we live in, the media creates the events either to buy or sell. In this case, because of the big run, it was time to take profits in the market. So be careful and don't be bamboozled about how the media and all the people with their opinions about what it is. Look, at the European news gives a good reason to take a profit, but once that profit taking's out of the way, the strong leadership still will remain in that S&P 500. And let us not forget, MMT, you got to have that bull pullback, but I'm going to tell you something right now up front. We're going to be monitoring this on a daily level because the daily level looks like this in the MMT platform. MMT within the bear and bull rally, because the short interest is very light on the index. That means that S&P 500 companies, if there isn't no short seller there to buy to cover, that's how they blow through support level. This is a 3-minute reversal bar on the MMT platform. And just let me tell you, when we made the bottom, equities followed suit. So that's on a 3-minute level. Just remember that this whopping half bar, the market maker half bar, is going to be 1370. That's the upper end of that resistance. That's going to be right there, a ring. This lower bar right here at 1364 is a half bar on that S&P. That's going to be the short term, and we're below that right now. Now, that's what the S&P looks like on a 3-minute. On the MMT platform, however, this is a daily S&P 500 chart. Now, let's go ahead and blow that up. Now, let us not forget, MMT, that each one of these lines are $5.22 per half delta. And look at how accurate it was. And look at right there to that delta line with a rip and bounce on a daily. And right back here almost to the delta line where the consolidation and the breakout to that reversal. But they're selling right into these two diamonds right here on that daily level. You have that big gap down, and this is where that daily diamond is. And I can tell you another thing about the shorter term on that daily. I'm going to go ahead and do a half bar on that daily. I've got that daily at 1366.85. Let me tell you right now, S&P is 1364 by 1364 with that 56 penny spread at that half bar support level. And should you breach it, well, guess what? Then the bear's got some more downside. Okay, because that diamond low on a daily level is where we hit those last lows now, and it came right here, and that diamond right here tested our daily MMT platform breakout daily to the reversal, to the counter trend, to the half bar reversal at 1387.85, like we said. Then that's the S&P. And for you S&P index option traders, if you need to get a handle on it, well, then I would get here right now, info@stockmarketfunding.com. That's entirely up to you. However, I will tell you directional price movement between the bull. The bull is trying to buy the dip today, and this is where that last part of that bull had that one correction. But look at that bull made the all-time high, where we said we would short it at 1420 a few weeks back. And as it got up here, it came down, it double tested it, and straight down. And this is what your S&P 500 looks like right now in its correction mode on the S&P 500. And there's your weekly, okay? And that's a major area. That's the S&P 500 update. We'll be taking a look at lots of different strategies and where the pullback, where that bull lands its hindquarters at support level and gets up and starts rushing up on that bull side, off of that bottom for that entry and that exit. And what it's like to close at 596, come down, that's on that Google. Most importantly is I said that the price volatility was going to increase substantially for the bull, where we got the big bull buys down here at the bottom. Now, those are big bull buys when everybody started buying that Apple computer way up at the highs, where we were shorting it at 644. That's your S&P 500 update. And we're going to see here that S&P is below that half bar, down 14.62 handles right now, as of 9:46 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is a lunch hour. Enjoy it. Reference to MMTs. And trade management is to sell at resistance once they make their moves off the bottom, making markets in both directions and ringing that cash register.